Tonight, Central Ohio mourns the loss of a Morrow County deputy. This is a picture of 31-year-old Daniel Shear. He was shot and killed while responding to a domestic violence call. Deputy Shear was a 4-year veteran of the Morrow County Sheriff's Office, and this was his first job in law enforcement. Good evening. I'm Mike McCarthy.
And I'm Jessica Ralston. We have live team coverage tonight. Tom Bosco is taking a closer look at how Deputy Shearer is being remembered. Kirsten Lindquist shows us what neighbors say they saw and why they are in disbelief. But first, court records revealing in vivid detail the violent, volatile situation that Deputy Shearer found himself in. Shots had already been fired before he arrived on the scene.
Today, we learned bullets struck a neighboring home and a nearby truck as well. Investigators say Deputy Shear then encountered armed suspect Brian Wilson. Tonight, he is charged with aggravated murder, and we are learning what led to a shootout. The deadly confrontation happened at the porch of a Marengo home. It's where court records reveal Morrow County Deputy Daniel Shear's body camera recorded him first interacting with armed suspect Brian Wilson after 7:30 last night. This is Wilson's picture from a 2009 arrest. Records show a neighbor warned the deputy Wilson had already fired shots Monday night and said, quote, "If I was going to die tonight, I'd be okay with it." Records also reveal details of a conversation between Wilson and the deputy, with Wilson saying, quote, "Don't come up here," and, quote, "I'm not in the expletive mood." When the deputy tried to de-escalate the situation by talking with Wilson, Wilson said, quote, "I will expletive kill you." Then going on to say, quote, "I'm not expletive playing. You better just expletive go if you want your family to see you tomorrow," and continuing to tell the deputy to leave. Then court records show Wilson approached the steps near the deputy's location and a shootout occurred. Overnight, investigators searched the yard with a metal detector and cut into a wall, tracking down shell casings and more. The court records now detail at least 2 bursts of gunfire happened, with a definitive pause between them, and the deputy's body camera recorded the sounds of multiple clicks, consistent with a trigger being pulled, but a gun striking a fired cartridge or an empty chamber. Investigators found 2 guns believed to be fired by Wilson, a semi-automatic pistol and a revolver. Tonight, the Morrow County Sheriff is remembering Deputy Shear as a, quote, "great guy."
And someone who always had a smile on his face. Tom Bosco is live at the Morrow County Sheriff's Office tonight with the legacy he leaves behind. A truly tough day out there, Tom.
Yeah, a tough and emotional day, Mike and Jessica. You know, we've seen neighbors come by. You can check out this cruiser here behind us. They've come by dropping off flowers and mementos here on this cruiser. The emotion raw and real this morning as the sheriff had to tell us that one of his deputies was killed in the line of duty.
I don't even know what to say.
Sheriff John Hinton's voice broke a number of times during a news conference as he had to reveal to the public the name of the deputy shot and killed Monday night. 31-year-old Daniel Shearer, shot and killed responding to a domestic violence call. He was trying to de-escalate the situation with a man who appeared to be ready to die. Here's what we know about Deputy Daniel Shearer. He leaves behind his mother and father, who live nearby. He was serving in his first law enforcement job. The sheriff says he hired Shearer in 2021, 4 years ago, and that the deputy was positive and upbeat.
Always had a smile on his face, never in a bad mood. He came to work every day. He loved this community. He loved the job.
Fellow deputies marked cruisers with black tape across the sheriff's star in honor of Shearer. That as emotional neighbors began dropping off flowers.
Sorry. Just honoring the life of the deputy.
Did you know him personally?
No.
Philip Stanley was here, tying ribbons to the cruiser. Stanley's son works at the Morrow County Sheriff's Office and says Shearer was highly thought of.
You know, he talked about, you know, how that the deputy was a good guy. You know, he's like, you know, we always talked to him, and he was like, you know, he was one of my favorite deputies. He said, you know, he just was a great guy. Was always good to be around, and was always.
Now, this is the first time that a sheriff's deputy has died in the line of duty for this county here, and only the second time a law enforcement officer has died in Morrow County while doing his duties. That last time was in 1940. Shearer's body right now is at the Montgomery County Coroner's Office in Dayton. At this point, we don't know of any plans for a procession from Dayton to Central Ohio or any funeral arrangements. Live on your side in Mount Gilead, I'm Tom Bosco, ABC 6 News.
Tom, thank you very much. The shooting also devastated what is normally a very quiet neighborhood.
Tonight, so many are in shock, saying they cannot believe this happened on their street. Kirsten Lindquist is live there tonight, and Kirsten, neighbors say they never saw this coming.
No, it's been a hard day for these neighbors, Jessica and Mike. And in fact, there's a lot of car traffic that keeps coming down this street. In fact, there was so much car traffic and police activity from last night into this morning. Neighbors tell me their kids couldn't even go to school. Now, they're also telling me that Brian Wilson, the gunman, never caused any problems before Monday night.
Nobody deserved that, you know, and especially for the officer and his family. It's just hard.
Neighbors left in shock as a case of domestic violence leaves a Morrow County deputy dead.
And the wife was over here the whole time.
Kimberly tells me she knew Deputy Daniel Shear and the suspected shooter Brian Wilson. She said behavior like this was uncharacteristic of Brian. Kimberly says gunfire isn't uncommon to hear in this neighborhood, but it's never been cause for concern.
Kids are target practicing, so we hear it all the time. We did not expect to hear or see what had happened.
Another neighbor took us inside her home. A stray bullet hole from across the street, now through her front window.
I still got glass down here I got to clean up.
That ricocheted off her fireplace and into her living room wall.
I'm just thankful we weren't here because we could have got shot.
And another bullet in her garage siding.
I think they tried to take the bullet out last night.
A tight-knit community where everyone knows each other.
Sad to hear something like this happen.
Now trying to pick up the pieces after tragedy hits their own backyard.
When you know somebody, but then you don't know the other side of them, it's rough.
Wilson was last said to be at Grant Medical Center in serious condition. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office is leading this investigation. And if you or someone you know is involved in a domestic violence situation, you are not alone, and help is available 24/7 for free. Dial 8788 at 8788. Dial the start or begin to receive that domestic violence hotline help. For now, in Morrow County, live on your side, Kirsten Lindquist, ABC 6 News.
We are learning more about the suspect's past. According to court records, he has a criminal history that dates back 30 years in Marion County. In September of 1994, he was charged with assault. In August of 97, he was charged in a case of domestic violence. In June of 2003, a disorderly conduct charge. He was convicted in each of those cases. Now, this is his mugshot from February 2009 when he was charged again with domestic violence. He pleaded guilty to a lesser charge in that case.
Deputy Shear is the second Ohio law enforcement officer to be killed in the line of duty so far this year. Retired Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson was hit by a car while working a special assignment handling traffic at the University of Cincinnati graduation on May 2nd. Rodney Hinton Jr. is charged with murder in this case. Prosecutors say he intentionally rammed into Henderson. A death penalty trial for Hinton is set to begin in January. Before today, nationwide, 26 officers had lost their lives in the line of duty since January 1st. That is a drop of 66% from this same time last year. That's according to the Officer Down Memorial page. 13 of those officers died by gunfire.
We do want to continue to remind you, as Kirsten just did, that if you or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence, there is help available. Call the number on your screen, 1-800-799-7233. You can also text the word START or BEGIN to 88788. Help is always available 24/7, and you can stay anonymous.